Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Kind of have a dark and gloomy morning. It's dark in here. Sorry about that. So, I hope everybody had a good weekend. My throat is still not getting better, but it hasn't had much time to rest. I've been on the phone. Hi, Jen. Morning. Glad to see you. Yeah, so I was just getting started, asking how everybody's weekend was. We had my grandson's birthday party. He turned 3. One of my grandsons turned 3. So we had a birthday party this weekend. So that's pretty much what we did. We went shopping for birthday presents on Saturday, which turned into let's go for a beer, which turned into let's go out for dinner. So it's kind of nice. Going to just take a second and pop on and invite some people here. And hopefully it won't make that stupid noise it was making before. I'm going to try to do it a little easier so that you guys aren't hearing that tap, tap, tap when I'm doing it. Because what was happening before was the monitor was actually moving. So I usually try to have a little story to tell you guys while I'm doing this. So I'm going to tell you, you may have noticed my hair is a different color blue. It's actually very blue. The joys of coloring your own hair is the last time, no, 2 times ago, I went to get my hair color and they don't make it anymore. Don't you love that? So I tried a different one, and it didn't turn out very blue, and it didn't really stay very long. So I went to get a different blue, and got this kind, and the name of it was Splat, and I don't recommend it. So let me tell you the rest of the story. So I got the hair color and I put it in, and it said that you needed to leave it on for an hour, which I was like, well, that's a long time, but okay. Or it was like 40 minutes or something, I forget, but usually hair colors like says no longer than 20 minutes. So it was 40 minutes or an hour or something like that. So I left it on and I was like, okay, that's fine. Do what the package says, follow the directions. We want it to come out the way it's supposed to. So after the time was done, I hopped in the shower to rinse it off. And so it's running blue. And I'm like, okay, that's normal. Rinsing it out. And I stood in the shower and it ran blue. And it kept running blue. And it kept running blue. And like 20 minutes later, I'm still in the shower and it's running just blue right off my head. It's all over me. I am in the shower frantically trying to scrub the blue off me. Like every part of my body turned blue. I'm freaking out because I'm like, I don't know if my face is blue, but my hands and my feet were like horribly blue. And so, like I said, I'm in there trying to scrub that all off, and I'm trying to still get the blue out of my hair. And it looks like I murdered a whole gang of Smurfs in my shower. My shower is like totally stained blue, and it's like splattered blue everywhere. So now I still have blue all through my hair. I have blue all over me. I have blue all over the shower. I finally decide I need to just get out of the shower because it's not stopping running blue. And the more that the hair is running blue, it's just getting blue all over me again. So I get out, I wrap my hair in a towel and frantically try to get the rest of the blue off me. Come on, screen, go away. And I just have blue everywhere. And so I finally get most of the blue off and take the towel off my hair, and my hair's just still dripping blue everywhere. So I had to blow dry my hair real quick to stop it from dripping blue everywhere. And every time I touch my hair, my hands, you probably can't see it right now, but my fingertips and everything are still blue. The bottoms on my feet are blue. So yeah, good thing it's not flip-flop season, because I wouldn't be able to wear my flip-flops without everybody seeing that I have blue feet. So I definitely will not be buying that brand again. So if you want blue hair, don't use Splat. Or if you do, be aware, because that is what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, Jen. Yeah, I was just reading your comment. All right, so today is Tuesday, right? I woke up this morning for a split second and was thinking it was Thursday, and I'm like, that's just... Yeah, I don't know if I really want it to come out, though. I was looking more for it to, like, lock in. Somebody told me vinegar, so I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but someone told me to lock it in, to try vinegar. So I haven't actually been home long enough to do much of anything. So whoops, I just so last Tuesday we pulled Amazonite, and this was the picture of it. And I did have a little piece, and I carried it around with me for the day. So I'm going to put that back in the deck. I'm not doing good. You know what? Some days I just get, I don't know, I get off topic. I forget what I'm doing. So before we do our cards, we need to smudge and light our candle. So there's our smudge. I'll light our candle at the same time before we get everything going. So our candle is lit. Do a little smudge here. Smudge the tools. Smudge my tea. Yeah, so we've done our little smudge and got that done. All right. So yeah, I just don't know what I'm going to do with it, Jen. I figure eventually it will wash out, and when it does, I'll have to just really, really scrub my tub really well. It'll be a day-long project of scrubbing my tub, but I love the color, and so I probably won't find another color that will do the same thing. A few people have given me some suggestions on some different colors, so I guess it's just a work in progress. So you know, you can get, that's one of those things, like, you can get mad about it, but why? There's, you know, it's done. There's not much I can do about it now. The color's in there. Hopefully it'll stay a little while. But when it comes out, it comes out, and we'll move on to something else. So like I said, I could get mad, but there's just no sense. White opal, and I have a feeling we've pulled this one before, so that may mean that somebody that's watching it now, or somebody that's going to be watching it later, or even me myself may need this card. So white opal is purification, commitment, and joy. It goes to your crown chakra, so that's up here. White opal clears and purifies energies while healing. Oh, I can't read. I'm telling you, I'm blind. Sometimes I don't know if far is better or close is better. All right, we're gonna while helping with manifesting. Start again. I'm gonna start all over. White opal, purification, commitment, joy. Goes to your crown chakra. White opal clears and purifies energy while helping you manifest a clear connection with your guides. You have pulled this card because you need to burn away aspects of yourself that no longer serve you. leaving room for positive energy to develop. Meditate with white opal to release negative thought patterns, experience spiritual fulfillment, and commune with your spiritual guardians. I am so blind. Sorry, guys. I have to wear these glasses so I can see the screen and read any comments, but then I can't read my cards. It's just part of being old. Transferring from mother to crone. It is what it is, right? Okay, we could get mad about it, but what is the point? Lots of women try to deny it, try to ignore it. Again, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. So just go with it, accept it, and maybe that'll ease the symptoms so much a little bit. Yesterday I had horrible hot flashes all day long. Sweater on, sweater off, sweater on, sweater off. It's crazy. But I guess if that's the worst of it, it's not too bad. I can deal with it. All right, what are we talking about today? We are going to talk a little bit more about Beltane. We haven't talked about Beltane. Well, we talked last Thursday, but other than that, we hadn't talked about Beltane. So last Thursday, I kind of went over, that it was a Celtic holiday. The story that it's about the oldest love story. That it's about fertility, abundance, sex, growth. That it's a fire festival. So we talked about all those things. It was a little bit more than I could probably fit into one video without making it feel like I was speed reading to you. Maybe not quite enough to do 2 videos, but I felt it was better to do 2 videos and take a little time. My hair's all funky today. Stick it up. Like I said, I have to blow dry it because it drips blue, and I don't usually blow dry it, so it's got a little bit more of a poofy volume than it's usually does, that I'm used to. So anyway, back to the actual topic we're talking about. The Beltane is actually the Gaelic word for May. Irish and Scottish Gaelic spell it a little bit different. The Irish spell it Bealtaine, and the Scottish Gaelic spell it Bealtuinn, which is a little bit different than the way we spell it now, which is Beltane. So that's the holiday Beltane versus the Gaelic word for May for them. And so I'm not even going to really try to pronounce them because I'm probably going to butcher them. But so that's where the word comes from for the holiday. And so we've talked about the story of it, that it's a Celtic holiday, that it's all about, like I said, fertility, abundance, sex, and growth, because it's all going to tie into your spring. So we're transitioning from spring into summer, which is basically what this holiday is for. And again, like I said in the video Thursday, it was all about honoring the gods to have a good harvest, to have for their livestock to have lots of babies and all that, because that's really how they spent their whole time preparing for the next winter to make sure they have enough food for their families. They couldn't just skip over to Walmart or Shaw's or the grocery store, whatever you have a grocery store, and pick up a package of hamburger when they decided they wanted cheeseburgers. So their whole winter was planning what they're going to have to do in the spring, and then the spring was, again, planning for what they need to do in the summer and so forth. and it was all about having enough supplies to get through the next winter. So there was a lot of celebrating during the springtime, because like I said, it was a very important time to them, because if you didn't have a good spring, and you didn't have so basically didn't have a good spring doesn't necessarily mean weather-wise, for them, if their livestock didn't have a lot of birthings, that could be a serious issue for them. So there was a lot that went into it. But they were very much about their gods and celebrating and honoring their gods, so that they would have a good spring, they would have a good crop, they would have a good harvest, all those things. So one of the gods that they did honor during Beltane was the god of Bel. Sometimes you'll see it as I think it's, and again, don't get me on the pronunciations because I'm horrible for this. Baylor. It's Balor. So I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, if it's Baylor or Baller. And then another word. God, I'm just all over the place today. Another name that it might be show up as Belenus, which is Belenus. So those are that's the Celtic god of sun. So he's a god of light and fire, which, if anybody's right now watching Game of Thrones, I thought that was really kind of cool. That there's actually a god of light and fire. So he's considered a sun god, and so they would honor him during this time. I don't know if the fact that his name, the god of Bel, which is Bel, relates into Beltane. I'm not really sure. I didn't read anything that made that connection, but I thought it was kind of cool. There wasn't really a lot of coincidences. Everything back then was done with a lot of thought. They didn't name things just to name things. So there was always a lot of thought put into those things. I don't know if the month of May was named after this god, and then the holiday was kind of named after the month and the god as well. But I just found that the similarities were pretty cool. Just like I thought that there was a god of light, god of fire. Because I just kept wanting to say the night is dark and full of terrors. Sorry, Game of Thrones geek. All right, going on with the actual topic here. So today I wanted to go over, I went over a few ways of quickly last week too, of some things that you could do to celebrate Beltane, which I still have that here, which was some of the same ones that I'm going to kind of go over today, but a little bit more here. So we talked about building a fire, and so one of the things, like I said, was they would spend the whole day preparing food, and then they would obviously eat the food. They would drink lots of wine, and then they would have a huge bonfire that they would dance around, typically naked, but not going there, not happening. They would, I also told you a little bit about the that they would have two burning poles, and their livestock would walk through it, basically just because it's very hard to get livestock to jump over a bonfire. They're not real cooperative with that. So they would walk them through the two poles of fire for good fertility, as well as the young men would jump over the bonfire to attract a wife, to find a wife, and the young women would jump over also for good fertility. So there was lots of dancing and jumping over the fire. I've seen a few people jump fires, not quite for those reasons. Maybe a young guy to get a girl, but Usually didn't end well. Usually I was at a party and there was a lot of drinking involved. But that was tradition. So, and again, like I said, if you are not in a spot where you can have a huge bonfire, I'm lucky I do have a big bonfire pit in the backyard that my husband made me. But if you don't, you can simply light a candle. Or, like I said, a good thing is you could get like a tray or a plate and put a grouping of candles together and light them. Or even if you have a fireplace in your home, you could light that. Obviously, that's not going to be an easy one to jump over versus the plate of candles. You could, you could step over them. So if you're, if you ever say, oh, I don't have an outdoors, I can't do that. There's always a way if you want to make it happen. So there's always lots of things you can do that you can incorporate that into today's living. We don't all live in the woods and can't start a big fire. The second one I'm going to talk about today is you could read a blessing. Now that's very similar to reading a prayer. So it's not like it's not like a witchy. You can, if you want to, you can certainly make it a more of a casting kind of thing. But this is more of a blessing for the God. And if you're not really into blessings, you can certainly do some sort of drawing or painting. You could do some sort of crafting as well in honor of the gods. The gods, would always kind of be honored with some sort of blessing. So some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm saying blessing, but that's not the word I want. God, I'm drawing a total blank. Sorry. You give him something. I'm totally blanking out on the word I want right now. Yeah, so you would, an offering. Gosh, sometimes my brain. An offering. The gods would like offerings. So if you wanted to draw something in honor or craft something or paint something in honor instead of doing a verbal blessing, that works as well. I did make a photo album in the group with some pictures in there, and I think there is one or two blessings in there, but I will double check, because if not, I will make sure there's a couple different blessings in there that you could pick from. Just a reminder that if I get these from Pinterest or something, they don't all necessarily reflect my opinion. I will try to put a couple different ones. So if you see a blessing on there that doesn't seem like it fits quite right with the way I'm teaching it or expressing it, not everybody sees things my way. And so by me putting up just what I think is right may not resonate with you. So I will try to put up, different things, because just because what I resonates with me doesn't mean it will resonate with you. So I do try to mix it up a little bit and put some different stuff up there for you, so that everybody can hopefully find something that resonates with them. All right, so blessing. Decorate your space. So we talked about that kind of a little bit Thursday too. We talked about how you could just decorate with flowers. So if you don't have an altar or you don't have a sacred space, you could always just make a centerpiece, flowers, or you could just put flowers around the house. I kind of have flowers and things that kind of stay around my house all the time, different little things, but I do have a big vase over there. It's right there by the door. So I've got my spring kind of flowers, colorful, this peach and yellow and pink and blues and purples, and the spring colors are in there, versus in the wintertime I kind of have it, Christmassy colors or whatever. In the fall I put a lot of oranges. So that's a big space for me to change right by my door. My altars, I don't typically change too much. So again, it's really whatever kind of fits with you. I don't like to change things all the time. I'm not a big like my mom, she has totes and totes, and like when it's Halloween time, she brings out the totes and all her regular stuff goes away and Halloween stuff comes out. And then at Christmas, the totes come out and Christmas stuff goes everywhere. And that's perfectly fine if you're like that. That's just not me. I have usually a few little decorations that I kind of place around the house, and that's pretty much it. I'm not a big decorator. I don't change a lot of different stuff. My house is kind of the way I like it, and unless I find something I like better, I don't typically change it too much. But I do change those flowers throughout all the different seasons. So when I say decorate your house, I don't necessarily mean you have to go and buy out the store and decorations. You know, like for Easter, I put out like a rabbit. I put out a couple little rabbits. That was pretty much it. And I put out I put some colored bows. You can't see it, but that flower vase has a polka dotted spring colored kind of ribbon on it. There's lots of little things you can do. You don't have to go big and grand, but if you want to go big and grand, go for it. And if you do, share some pictures. Love to see them. Even if you just have a spring bouquet out right now, let's see the pictures of them. I posted a picture a few weeks ago of the flowers, but I'll take another picture and put them up again, and we can take pictures of flowers. Maybe I'll start a post for it this morning of and we'll hashtag it or something and show me your flowers. Go outside if you find your flowers that are popping up. We can do that too. Decorate with flowers. Decorate your altar. Build a fire, a blessing or an offering of some sort for the god is a good thing to do. So the other two I wanted to talk about, again, we kind of talked about them already, but attracting your twin flame. And we haven't really gone over that term, twin flame. A twin flame is a little bit different than your soulmate. There's a little bit of a difference in the definition of who that person is. So maybe that is something that we need to go over. I'm going to circle it so I remember that. To talk about a twin flame versus a soulmate. So if you're trying to attract your twin flame, again, you would want to work with a purple or a green candle, and you would want to light it tonight, which is April 30th. So you'd want to light it around sunset, and I know it's not safe to do, so I'm not recommending it, but typically you would light it for like 36 hours. If you got a candle that lasts 36 hours, that's amazing. I want to know what kind of candle it is. But yeah, so light a candle tonight and kind of just let it burn out if you can. If you go to bed before that, that's fine. You can blow it out, but try to burn it out. And then tomorrow at about the same time, about sunset, you could light 2 more candles and let them burn through. If you're trying to attract your twin flame. Again, it's not just as simple as light a candle and your Mr. Right is going to come barging through your front door. There's a little work to be done. You need to be working on setting an intention. You need to be working on some manifesting, which 5/5 is coming up, and that's a perfect day for manifesting. So if you want to manifest something, you should do a manifesting ritual on 5/5 at 5:55. You can do it at 5:55 a.m. if you so choose. I think I'll do mine at 5:55 p.m. though. I don't want to get up at 5:55 a.m. My husband would be up anyway, but not me. So yes, that's there is a little bit more to it than just lighting a purple and a green candle. And the love of your life isn't going to come barging through your front door. But it is going to help with that. Okay. Um, and number 5 is a little bit different than what we talked about the other day, because one of the things we did talk about the other day was you could do a maypole. Um, it's something I've always wanted to do, and I have never done it, but I've always wanted to make a maypole. Um, so I'm going to try to figure out maybe how I could do one on a little bit smaller scale on Pinterest, because I love Pinterest. I'm not on there as much as I'd like sometimes because I have so many other things going on. Um, but I saw where they took like a rail of a bedpost and put it in a big flower pot and did the ribbons on it that way. So it was, maybe like 5 or 6 feet tall versus a big, huge one, because I just don't have the access to that kind of stuff. I'm only 5'2". So I might do something like that. I did see one on Sage Goddess. She did a video in her group where the team just took a really tall candle holder and put a tall candle on the top and wrapped the ribbons around the candle and had the ribbon hanging down. So that would be kind of a neat like centerpiece. If you wanted to do a centerpiece like that on your table with all the ribbons hanging down, that would be really pretty. But anyway, that was on Thursday. So the number 5 that I wanted to go over today was a little bit different. So the way I wrote it down was work on your inner garden of bliss. It's like, well, what does that mean? That sounds a little weird, right? Even as I wrote it down, I'm like, this just doesn't sound like something I would say. But I did write it down. So basically just to take a little bit of time and, think about what makes you happy. Think of it as the flowers that are coming up right now. So they're kind of in the dirt, but they want to come out and they want to blossom and they want to be beautiful, and they want to be in the sunlight, and they just want to be happy, beautiful flowers. And so kind of think of yourself in that way right now. Think of yourself as like, I'm not saying that we're all covered in dirt and we're depressing, sad, angry people, but just as a visual. But just kind of think of it as what it is that you want to come out. What is it that you want to shine? What is it that you want to put out into the daylight? Whatever that may be for you. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it is singing. Maybe it is playing an instrument. Maybe it's starting your own group. Whatever it is for you. Just take some time now to think about that, and think about maybe how that could come to light for you. And then kind of when we're doing manifesting and visualizations, think about what it is you want to do. Don't think about where you are. Think about what you want to do. And then think about what it would be like for you once you have it. Don't be like, oh, well, that'll never happen. I can't get that. That's not possible for me. Think about, in your mind, visualize it, what you would actually look like, how you would actually feel once you have that. And once you realize how happy and full that's going to make you feel, it's going to really give you that incentive, that drive to make it happen. And it's really going to help push you towards getting that done. A year ago, if somebody would have told me that I was going to be on Facebook Live and have a YouTube channel and, be talking to all of you guys like this, I would have said, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. I don't even like my picture taken. Why would I go on live? I still don't like my picture taken. But here I am. And I really do enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that it keeps me on task for my learning, because it's like, oh, I have to have something good to bring them, on Thursday. I have to have something good to teach them on Tuesday. So it keeps my drive going to learn for myself, and it makes me very happy to share with you. Um, and I would make me super, super happy if I knew you guys were sharing it with others, which I think you are. Um, I think this is not everybody's cup of tea, but I think that for most of you in the group, if you're not enjoying it, you've left. So I'm hoping that if you're still in the group, it's something that you're enjoying and something that you're getting something out of. So yeah, just really take some time and think about it. Actually, now would be like a really good time to think about it, and then you could do on May 5th, you could do a manifesting ritual. I don't know if we've gone over a manifesting ritual. I don't believe we have. So maybe that'll be a good topic for me to do on Thursday, which will be the 2nd. So you'll still have time. I'm just writing it down because I tend to forget things. Manifesting ritual. So on Thursday, we'll talk about a manifesting ritual. And then maybe next Tuesday, we'll talk about the twin flame and the versus the soulmate. So I have to go to work because I can't be late. I have a tendency to do that. I have a tendency to lose track of time, which is why I have all my alarms and my buttons here that go off, because otherwise I would just sit here and talk to you forever and think I've only been talking to you for a few minutes. I guess it's just part of who I am. All right, so I'm going to start a post about show me your flowers, and there was a giveaway that I was doing for the month, and it was going to end today, but I totally forgot about it till just now. So it was about people who shared and got some new people in the group. There was a couple new members added, so I will go back and see who added them in, and then I will pick a prize for them. It was weird because I had like 3 or 4 prizes that I still haven't, like, usually I can just, like, I know this is what I'm going to give, and like this time I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I want to give a set of malas, but then I felt like I wanted to give a crystal, but then I felt like I wanted to give a box. Maybe maybe I'm supposed to give all of it to this person. I don't know. It'll come to me, I guess. But I will put a post up. Sorry, I'll put a post up later this afternoon about who that winner is, and get in touch with that person, whoever he or she may be. So I think that's it. So go ahead, and if you can't do a bonfire, at least tonight and tomorrow night, just, light a candle. And it doesn't have to be any important candle or special candle. It doesn't have to be purple or green. It can be any color you want. But just when you're lighting it, just kind of give thanks to the spring, to Mother Earth, to the God Bell, whatever it is for you. Just give a little thanks. And you don't have to say it out loud if you don't want to. But just give a little thanks while you're lighting that candle. And that's really, really what it is. It's just taking the time to acknowledge and be thankful and be grateful, and you'll have a better life for it when you can slow down and be present, even if it's just for a few seconds, and be thankful for something every day. So be thankful every day, and as always, be kind, because your kindness could change your day, and it could change someone else's day. And it's free, so spread it everywhere. So thank you guys. Have a great day. I will see you guys all on Thursday. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Love you.